Welcome back to SwitchOff South Africa. I'm Nicky as always, in proud collaboration to change cars and all things motoring. Today, I have a very expensive VW that honestly, in my books, has no business being this expensive. But before I tell you that, remember I can get an insurance code in under 90 seconds through the Naked app. Link in the description box below. Remember to click that link, it's very important. But in this review, I'm going to tell you why this vehicle sells, number one. Two, I don't understand why it's so expensive, but I'm gonna cover all of that in this review. I'm gonna take you around the external look of the vehicle, internal look of the vehicle, and speak about how expensive it is because I can't. So we're gonna speak about the external look of the vehicle. We need to start the review on a positive side of things because it's going to get to a negative when I start speaking about the price. But when we start the external look of the vehicle, it looks like Polo Vivo that has been around for the past couple of years. I'm not mad at it, but I would have loved a new version of the Polo Vivo. And speaking of a new version of Polo Vivo, please click the link in the description box below. I'm also going to put a clip in right now where I spoke at the launch of this Vivo that VW was probably going to make a 15-year Vivo because this year is 15 years of Polo Vivo. VW, I went to the VW in Daba. They did tell us that they're making a 15-year edition of this vehicle. And as I said last year in my launch video of this, they're gonna slap stickers around, increase the price. We don't know price yet, but I know for a fact they did put the stickers. I'm gonna put what I saw. You actually can see it on the channel, but this is not that one, the 15-year. This is the one that's just before the 15-year. The 15-year is gonna come out sometime this year. You will see it on the channel, and we will have a lot to say about that one. But focusing on this one, actually look at the vehicle, looks like a normal Polo Vivo, not mad at it. It's been a working formula. I think VW is going with that approach that if it's not broken, don't fix it. But sometimes it does need an update, but that's just my personal thoughts. You guys will tell me what you think about the car. But honestly, extra look at the vehicle, I don't think I need to tell you too much about it. It looks the same. At the rear, they've minimized the badging. They've put the Vivo badging just underneath the VW logo. There's this color, I don't know what this color is called. I'm gonna put it on the screen for you. Then when you move on to the front, this is the Polo Vivo Life. This specific model is the Life. So you get a normal Polo Vivo, you get a Life, you get a Style, and you get the GT. And the GT I think is the one that you guys love, but you don't understand why it's so expensive, why it doesn't have an automatic gearbox, why it doesn't have a sunroof, but we're gonna speak about that one in its video. We're focusing on the Life today. So when you move on up front, you get you don't get LED headlamps. You can spec them. I am going to speak about the specs at the end. You get halogen fog lamps, halogen headlamps with the vehicle. When you get to the interior of the vehicle, it's very simple. The main update of this vehicle is they've changed the instrument cluster. They've went for a different design type of instrument cluster. They've changed the touchscreen infotainment system. It's a bigger touchscreen infotainment system with the current VW software inside. But when the screen is off, it looks like an aftermarket screen. But when the screen is on, you can see that actually this is the new VW system. The one that's found like the Golf 8 GTIs, the new VW Caddy. It's that system. So in that regard, it is a good big upgrade. Now, I'm going to speak about the drive for a bit. We're going to speak about the drive of the vehicle, tell you what I think about the drive of the vehicle, and then the important part of the review, speak about the pricing of the vehicle. Because that one, I'm going to need to sit down and run you through everything that VW offers for this vehicle. So when you move on to the drive of the vehicle, and I think this is where VW gets it right. The drive of the vehicle, for this vehicle, drives very well. So this car is a 1.4 naturally aspirated. So this car produces 63 kilowatts and 132 newton meters of torque through a 5-speed manual gearbox. You can opt for 1.6 in this one. You can opt for 1.6, but that only comes in a 6-speed Tiptronic gearbox. So you can decide you want a 1.6 automatic or a 1.4 manual, which this is. But driving it is amazing. The clutch is perfect. Driving it in terms of the vehicle overall, the road imperfections, it gets the job done. Like it's a Volkswagen at the end of the day. The gearbox is smooth as you change it through the gears 1 to 2, 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5. The clutch pedal as well. It's not heavy. It's a light clutch pedal. You can drive this manual over and over and over again. I don't think you could get tired of driving a Volkswagen manual. And this manual is so enjoyable. I've been enjoying this manual to a point where I've made it a thing for me now that I would love to drive a performance manual Volkswagen to see how that is, because if a manual is this good in something of like a Polo Vivo, now imagine in something of a performance vehicle. Fuel efficiency in this vehicle is very simple here. On combined, you're looking at around 7 liters to the 100. City driving, for me personally, for the past week I've had it, I've been doing around 6.2. which is perfect in terms of fuel efficiency. This car will give you the fuel efficiency. But yeah, let's speak about the important part. Like I keep saying the important part because this is what I want to tell you guys about this vehicle, the pricing of the vehicle. Okay guys, so for this one, I need to sit down because I even have my phone, because you know at VW, it's not like the Chinese or anything else where when you buy a vehicle, it comes with everything. At VW, it doesn't matter what vehicle it is, whether it's a Polo, whether it's a Golf, whether it's a Tiguan, you need to spec certain things. So the reason I'm sitting here is that so you guys can see, I have my phone. I want to show you guys that when you spec in the vehicle, there's things that are an optional extra. So the first thing, drawer under the driver's seat. It's that drawer where it's under the driver's seat, you can put things in. That's an optional extra. That's 2,600 Rand. So I'm gonna add all of this up and tell you a fully spec Life, how much it costs. This car starts at 294,000 Rand right now, this one. After all the options that you could get in this vehicle, I'll put on the screen. So the storage under the driver, that's 2.6. And then you can have light and side package, which is auto headlamps, like the car can switch on the lights for itself automatically. That's 4,700 Rand. And then you can have LED headlamps package. So this car doesn't have LED headlamps. You can opt to buy LED headlamps. And that costs 16,400 Rand. Moving to the exterior parts, right? So I'll show you that. So it comes as standard with these 15-inch wheels. So you can opt for a different wheel design. Like there's something called the black style launch package, where it's 15-inch Tosa alloy wheels in black. Then the roof is painted in black. Then the side mirrors are also painted in black. And that package is 11,000 Rand. Then the next thing is interior. So I've told you about the drawer thing. The next thing is carpets, front and rear, 800 Rand. So that my car can have carpets in the front and at the back, 800 Rand. Then security and safety. So security and safety is cruise control system. You guys know what cruise control is. So for that, it's 2.4 thousand. And then front side airbags, 2.8. What are front side airbags? Front side airbags are the airbags that are on the seat. So the car has 2 airbags for driver and passenger. But if you want additional airbags for by the seat here, by the driver and by the passenger side, that's an optional extra of 2.8 thousand Rand. And then park package, which is rear park distance control. So your sensors and your camera. And I'm saying sensors because if you look here, there's no those small holes for sensors. This car doesn't have rear sensors as standard. It doesn't have a reverse camera as standard. So you'll see, you'll be seeing on the overplays videos now. So for rear sensors and a rear view camera, it's an optional 6,400 Rand. And yeah, that's about it. So I just quickly wanna take all of the things that I said, and then I'll tell you how much the total cost of this vehicle, fully spec'd as a Life, cost. So I added everything up with all the options. So a 1.4 Polo Vivo, right? Listen to me carefully. A 1.4 Polo Vivo Life, which is this one, spec'd with every single option that you can get in this vehicle. It goes and costs 333,000 Rand. That's a lot of money. I am paying 333,000 Rand for a fully spec'd Polo Life. There is still a style, which is, you'll see on the screen. Then there's still the famous GT, which starts at 363,000 Rand, which also has options. Guys, you're paying a lot of money for a Polo Vivo. And honestly, I think that's where, for me, VW kind of gets it wrong. This car should come standard with every single thing. You shouldn't opt for a reverse camera. And I think this is why currently Suzuki is second in the sales chart, because a Suzuki Swift, right? A full spec Life and an entry-level Suzuki Swift, there's a big gap there, an 80,000 odd so gap, right? And then a Suzuki comes standard with the reverse camera. It comes standard with LED headlamps. You know, those type of things. Standard reverse camera, standard LEDs, you know, the nitty-gritties, like the nice things. You know, the keyless entry is a standard on a Suzuki. Keyless entry, keyless start, only in the GLX models, not the GL model. GL model is still need which is fine. But on a GLX model, which is way cheaper than this, it's still keyless entry and keyless start. Whereas this one, it's not. You need to, and you also still need to stick the key inside. So I don't get why VW does that whole thing, but honestly, it's how VW works. And this comes to a point where now, recommendation-wise, would I recommend you to buy a Polo Vivo over something like a Swift, or even a Baleno, or even a Starlet, for example? And honestly speaking, you're better off getting a Suzuki Swift, a Suzuki Baleno, a Toyota Starlet, because you're getting a lot more car for your money than you'd be getting a lot more car here for your money. But you guys know it. You can get insurance code for this vehicle in under 90 seconds through the Naked app. Link in the description box below. It's very important. Remember to click that link. And here's my challenge, right? For 300, I'm gonna say 330,000 Rand. For 330,000 Rand, I'm gonna show you the vehicles that I would rather buy on the Change Cars websites, so you guys can see for 330,000 Rand what I'd rather buy over this. And I'm gonna stick to cars that make sense. When I say cars that make sense, it's cars that compete with this thing, better value for money cars. So I'm not gonna go show you like a Golf GTI that has 100,000 Ks. I'm gonna show you something that's close to new, if not new, that you can get for better money over this. But that's my review of the Polo Vivo. Tell me your thoughts about the Polo Vivo. Whether, as much as I said all of everything I said, you still disagree with me, you'll still get a Polo Vivo, even if it's expensive, and even if there's other vehicles that are cheaper and maybe are better. But comment down below, it's very important. I'd like to engage with you guys. Tell me why you would get it. Tell me why you wouldn't get it. Tell me where you spend your money. You know how we do it this side. I'm giving you 330,000 Rand. Where are you spending your money? Are you buying the Polo Vivo Life fully spec'd, or you're buying an entry-level Polo Vivo style, which is because it's the same amount of money, or you're buying something else that's cheaper or in and around the same amount of money? But as always, I'm Nicky from SwitchOff South Africa. Thank you for watching. In proud coverage and Change Cars. And remember, insurance naked. I'll see you guys on the next one.